Alright guys, hello and welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon TCG Addicts. I am the Pokemon TCG Addict, and that noise you heard was my dog, Gus, and he'd like to welcome you to the channel also. Today we're going to do another one of our deck techs, and for today we have my Vespiquen Decidueye deck that I mentioned on the last deck tech. The one that I did over my Mega Rayquaza deck. And just like last time, we're going to start out. We've got our energies already laid out. We're only running 6 in this deck, which a normal Vespiquen deck runs 4, but gotta have Decidueye in here. So we've got 4 double colorless and 2 grass energies to start it out. And just like before, we'll start out with our supporters. We've got 3 Professor Sycamores. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. Amazing card. We're going to set those over here. The middle section will be for the Pokemon, because this deck is actually running a lot of them. Alright, for more supporters, we've got our ends. Each player shuffles his or her hand into his or deck, and then draws cards equal to the number of prizes they have remaining. Same deal. It's really good if you've got a bad hand, or if you think if your opponent's ahead and they've got 3 prizes left and you have 5, you get to draw 5, they draw 3. Seems decent. Alright, and in this one we're running a Lily. Draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. If it's your first turn, draw until you have 8 cards in your hand. I'm playing this because in this deck we're not running Shamans. We could be, but we're not. So, yeah. We've got, last supporter is 1 Lysander, just a little bit of utility. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active Pokemon. Alright, we'll get on to our items. We're running 4 Ultra Balls because you have to run 4 Ultra Balls. That's going to go get any of these Pokemon that we're going to showcase here in a little bit. We're running 4 Trainer's Mails. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a trainer card you find there, except for another Trainer's Mail, and put it into your hand, and then you shuffle everything back up. Those are going to be really good. They let you get the Ultra Balls or any of these other trainer cards that I'm about to show you. One of the big ones that we have to have in this deck is the Forest of Giant Plants. It allows each player's grass Pokemon to evolve on the first turn that they are played. Really, really good. Without that card, this deck isn't very good if you can't evolve your guys really fast. Alright, so then we've got a Level Ball. Searches for a Pokemon with 90 hit points or less and puts it into your hand. A lot of the things in this deck are 90 hit points or less, except for a couple. So, it's pretty good. We've got a Timer Ball. I'm just wanting to try this card out. You flip 2 coins for each head, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. There's a lot of evolutions in this. You've got all the Vespiquens, the Dartrixes, the Decidueyes. It's pretty important. And then the last 2 trainers we're running are Special Charges. It allows you to shuffle 2 special energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. Very important, because with only running 6 energies, and 4 of them being double colorless energies, you have to have them. Alright, let's slide this pile over just a little bit. Alright, everything's still in screen. So, now we'll start with our Pokemon. The first thing we're going to start with is a little bit of utility. We've got a 1-1 Morlul Shiinotic line. Shiinotic's ability, that's what it's here for. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may search your deck for a grass Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck afterwards. It's a pretty good ability, and since most of the Pokemon in this deck are grass, it's a big help. Alright, we're running a 1-of a Rangaroo. Also here, pretty much just for his ability. Once during your turn before you attack, you may draw cards until you have 3 cards in hand. This is because we're not running Shamans. We're also not running the Octillery, which would let you draw 5 with up to 5 with Abysmal Hand. Or Abyssal Hand, excuse me, sorry. But it's a good little thing. We don't have to evolve it. Octillery's water, so we can't evolve it first off with Forest of Giant Plants. So that's why we're going with the Rangaroo in this one. Now we're going to get into some staples from the Vespiquen deck that everybody has seen running around. We've got 4 Klefkis. These are really just utility to get them into your discard pile with its ability. Its ability is Wonderlock. Once during your turn, before you attack, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may discard all cards attached to this Pokemon and attach it to one of your Pokemon as a tool card. Prevent any damage done to that Pokemon this card is attached to by attacks from your opponent's Mega Evolution Pokemon. If this card is attached to a Pokemon, discard this card at the end of your opponent's turn. This card's really good if you are playing against the Mega Rayquaza deck that I run, or you just put it on there so you can get it in the graveyard, because that's what Vespiquen wants you to do. Alright, some more staples from Vespiquen. We've got 4 unknowns. They are here for the ability. Also, a lot of Pokemon in these decks that I've got are just here for abilities. You've got once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. If you do, draw a card. So it's basically, I've got a Pokemon, I'm just going to put it on the bench, I'm going to ditch it off the bench, and then I'm going to draw a card. Card draw is amazing in any sort of TCG game, and in Pokemon it's no different. Then we've got our normal Vespiquen line. We've got 4 Combees, 4 Vespiquens. Intelligence Gathering is not a very good attack. That's not what we're here for. It does 10 damage and you draw until you have 6 cards. So if you're in a really tight spot, then you can go ahead and use that. But its main attack is going to be this one here, Be Revenge. Does 20 plus 10 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile. So all these Klefkis and unknowns that you're just ditching into the pile, you're getting super value out of. So last but not least, we've got our Decidueye line. We've got 4 Rowlets, 4 Dartrix, and the granddaddy of them all, and our mascot here, Decidueye GX. It's got 240 hit points. Its ability, Feather Arrow. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. It does not specify if it's got to be active or on the bench. It's not dealing damage specifically, so there's no weakness or resistances. Any sort of effect that prevents damage dealt to dealt to benched Pokemon or any of their Pokemon don't affect it. It's just straight putting 2 counters on it, which is really good. Its attack is Razor Leaf. We're not super worried about its attack. 1 Grass Energy, 2 Colorless for Razor Leaf. It's 90 damage. It could be a beater if you have to have it, and it's got so many hit points that you can most likely get more than 1 attack in. One of the reasons it's in here is the Hollow Hunt GX. You do get to put 3 cards from your discard pile into your hand, but you can only use it once per game, period. And to represent that, I know the new brain fart. The new Elite Trainer kits, they've been coming with a little GX flip. I probably should have had it out just to show you guys, but I don't. But this is the deck. This is what I've been using for our Pokemon League, for playing against, I guess, less competitive players, newer players. It's simpler and not as powerful as the Mega Rayquaza deck that I run. And I have a good time running it. And then, just like, so for the Mega Rayquaza deck, whenever I talked about it, you always want to go second. This deck, you want to go first. You want to go first, you want to hope that you get a Forest of Giant Plants out. You want to hope you get as many Decidueyes out as you can. Because if you can donk somebody on the first turn, well, you win. Being able to use 4 of this ability and have just anything out, it could happen, right? Alright guys, well, this was my deck tech for my Decidueye Vespiquen deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked the video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with more. The next deck tech I do believe we're going to do is going to be a Lunala-based Psychic deck using the Max Potion combo. And I hope you enjoy that one whenever I post that as well. But until next time, you guys have fun.